Welcome back to I Have No Clue. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about basic training when I went and how it went and why I joined the Army. First off, I'd have to thank uh, an ex girlfriend for joining the Army, and I'm appreciative that I knew her, so I joined. Because I would, if I wasn't for this female, I would never would have joined. I never would have. So I'd like to thank her. Um, but how it all started was back in the 90s. Um, I was actually dating this girl, uh, and I was all walking on clouds and madly in love and, the butterflies and the whole 9 yards. And I was head over heels for her. But I was pretty naive. I'm still pretty, still pretty naive because she really wasn't feeling it the same way I was. I think she was just like, he's okay. But anyhow, I didn't realize that. So she was going to go to school in Colorado, and I wanted to go out there to be with her. So I came up with this smurfing idea. Um, I always come up with these great ideas. I thought, wow, you know what? I could join the military and I could go out there for free. So I went to my local recruiter and I'm like, hey, can I go to Colorado? And he's like, sure, yeah, no problem. So, they takes me down for testing and all that. And, I barely passed the ASVAB to get in. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I was this brain surgeon or anything. I'll talk more about that later. But anyhow, I passed the test, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you a mechanic. You're just absolutely gonna love it." So, off to basic training I went, and I get to basic training, and it was an experience. It was an experience. I probably did some things in basic that I shouldn't have done. I actually had a good time with basic, surprisingly. Because I never did good in school. I never did good at jobs. I never did good at anything. At school I got like 1.8 grade point average, always getting bad grades and detentions and suspended and all this stuff. And then with jobs, I can remember I got a job in a factory and I'm like, oh, I'm a big man working in a factory with a cooler and everything, and I'm loving it. Next thing you know, they're calling me into the office. They're like, you're just not working out. So, I did terrible with everything. But for some reason, I actually did really, really good in basic training. And I pulled a lot of shenanigans too, which I did a bunch of stuff where it's like, well, I should probably got caught or got in trouble. But anyhow, my basic was kind of, it was a little bit different. I think we had a different kind of set of people because there was a lot of fighting. There was actually blanket parties, gambling. We did a lot of gambling. We did a lot of crazy things. I did a lot of crazy things. Like we had the laundry was down below, where you'd wash your clothes, and I'd go down there and run, sneak off to a payphone and call in pizza. And some other people started doing it, and they got caught and busted. And I never got caught doing it, and no one ratted me out. So I got those other people in trouble, which I kind of feel bad about, but I guess they shouldn't have been following my lead. But yeah, we did a lot of goofy stuff. Like for instance, it was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I don't know if I already mentioned that or not, but I can remember I'm sleeping there, and this guy's like, psst. I'm like, yeah, what? And he's like, hey, you want to go to a massage parlor? I'm like, what? And this is like in the middle of the night. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we sneak off to the payphones, and we call a cab and waiting for a cab to come get us. And we go to the massage parlors, and it was a pretty good massage. It was anyhow, did that more than once, and we never got caught, which is crazy, just totally crazy. And but again, I was naive then too, because I'm trying to ask one of those massage therapists out, on a date, once I got out of basic, and she's looking at me like, "Are you for real?" And I was just really naive all the way around. You're thinking, well, why were you asking her out on a date? You had a girlfriend? No, I got one of those Dear John letters. The famous Dear John letter, basically. It's just not working out and whatnot like that. But anyhow, basic training was actually to me, it was a lot of fun. We shot the guns and threw hand grenades and the bayonet training and hand-to-hand combat and live fire and the camaraderie, making a lot of friends, and they definitely do play a lot of mind games. I seen where a lot of people were tricked into getting all upset and emotional, and they tried to get to me a few times, and I just refused to let them get me down or whatnot, because I did mouth off a few times, and it's like it wasn't too cool. I mouthed off to a drill sergeant, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you come with me?" And he takes me out to the parking lot, and he's like, "Roll left, roll right." I'm rolling in the parking lot where they park their cars, and I can see the street lights go around and round, and I was rolling out there for hours, and he's like, "I could kill you," and blah blah blah, and nobody would know, and he's trying to get, I don't know what he's trying to get me to start crying or something, but it just went on forever, and I'm just like, "No, drill sergeant," and I'm trying not to get smart with him, because what I said to this drill sergeant, and I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. He put me in charge of these broke dick people. They had like a broke dick platoon, people that were injured, and that were were getting processed out and whatnot. And it was a small little platoon, and he's like, "Hey, you're going to be in charge of it." And so I'm out there in formation in the front, and I said, "Drill sergeant, these guys need a guidon." A guidon's a thing each platoon has, a flag, and he didn't think that was funny at all, not even a little bit. He was like, "What did you say? We don't give the broke dicks a guidon. They don't get shit." Matter of fact, and that's when he had me go out to the parking lot and rolling in on the concrete for quite a long time. But anyhow, we definitely pulled some shenanigans. There's other things that, like, a lot of people were fighting, and then there was some blanket parties, and I don't think the people got hurt. I don't think they put soap in the pillows, but a couple people got surrounded with just pillows, I believe. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but they were just getting whomped on big time. And really, they didn't even mess up that bad. I just think it was like, thugs having fun or whatever. But anyhow, I did pretty good in basic. I really did. I did pretty good in basic, and that's about it in life for me. Was the basic training went pretty well. But anyhow, if you got any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll try to answer them, or you can leave how your basic training was, and I'm sure I'm leaving a lot out. It was kind of it was a while ago. It was definitely a while ago, but I'm glad I went. I'm definitely glad I went. That's why I always tell someone that's young or even older, if you qualify and you're within the age limit, go ahead and join. Go ahead and join, because it's actually a lot of fun. Yeah, the military has a lot of bad points, but it also has a lot of good points. Steady pay, a steady job. You're going to get paid. They supply you with clothes, they supply you with food, they supply you with shelter, they supply you with discipline, they supply you with a lot of stuff. You get a lot out of it. And it's not all horror and gore like they say on the media, because I know on the media they just go on and on about how terrible the military is, and it's not that bad. Deployments can be fun, and training. Go to NTC to train. And then you get to what else is pretty cool too is you get to work with other militaries. I worked with the Danish Army. That was really cool. And then you get to work with other parts of the military too. I worked with the Marines and the Air Force, and you get to meet a bunch of people, and it's really cool, man. It's like a love-hate relationship type thing. You kind of hate it but love it at the same time. So anyhow, that's how my basic training went. I might redo this video depending on how stupid it seems. So, but I might just post it and then maybe take it down, or who knows? Who cares? It doesn't even matter. Hey, but listen, like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. And then also, like always, always have a good one.